planning in the next weeks and months on doing. And obviously, we want to hear from you. What do you like about the new release? What would you like to see in the near future? What is working well for you? What is not working well for you? And see how we're working on that.
All right, I'm just going to do a little demo. As I mentioned, we want to get your feedback, and we are listening to your feedback. Within this call, we're going to be posting polls. So I'm just going to show a little video of what that'll look like and how to answer them. So in this video here, you can see a little pop-up appear, and then you just answer the poll questions accordingly. We have about 5 or 6 within this call.
Thank you. For the ones who do not know the team yet, so myself, Niels, CEO, one of the co-founders, not here today, but very important on the product team, Emma, who's in charge of the core solution. Then we have Julian, who's here on the call, head of analytics and third-party solutions. Ritu, who's our head of university and also making Thynk look nicer. And then Alexandra, doing all the rest that we didn't mention.
All right, perfect. So I will be taking over Thynk platform as Emma is, but she will be watching this recording right after to hear any feedback as well that we get from you. So starting off, we always like to start off with what challenges we've heard to show kind of how we're going to be implementing it in this upcoming release. So what we've heard from a lot of customers is that we have a lot of limitations with our prices. There's no real way today to say on a product or in a function space that on a weekend you have a different price than your day-to-day price. Or for example, during Christmas season, maybe you have a product that is higher in price. And what you're currently doing today is basically cloning these products to be able to have a different price throughout the year. And it's quite painful to continuously update and manage that. We also have a few updates with the enhanced room block manager. More from the challenges we've heard is that overbooking on a property is quite easy. It's quite risky today within our standard product. And just to note, this is on the enhanced room block manager. And there's also a challenge when, as a sales manager, you would like to split a blocked room into 2 or more reservations. We have a lot of workarounds in place today, but they're not user-friendly. With the CEST integration, it is quite new. We've only had it for a couple of months. We only have 1 customer officially live with this integration, and we have found some ways they have shared some things that have still been a bit too manual. So we've been working on ways that we can make that a lot less manual. Lastly, for the function diary, again, we've heard that there's a lot of challenges with speed, as well as filters and names of the property getting cut off because it's just a little bit too long. So these are the challenges we've heard. Now to jump into how we're making this a lot better within this release. I think a lot of our customers are going to be very, very happy to hear that we've introduced a new component called dynamic pricing, a new tool. What that does is really on products and function spaces, you have the ability to say between certain days of the week, you have a different price for that product or function space. So just a little bit of a screenshot, but before and after. Before, you always had a static price. Today, you will still have a static price, which we can consider as your default. And you as an admin now have the ability to set up pricing rules to say date-based prices, what should be dynamic. A little bit of what I said just now, but to dive a bit deeper, admins can also manually add these or upload them in bulk. So we have templates available, which are going to be in Thynk University. So you can easily download templates, fill it out in bulk, and upload into the system. So instead of doing 1 by 1, you can do it all at once. So this helps reduce the need to clone products. We know that has been really hard to manage for a lot of our customers. There's a date-specific base prices, so you have a lot more control. There's also ability to set a priority. So if you have prices that are overlapping, you can say this one pricing rule takes priority than the next. You can always override prices as a sales manager on the booking level. So when you add a booking product to a booking or an event, it will always pull what your admin has set up, but you can always change it just like you do today. For admins, you also have a report available. So you can see actually what pricing rules are active throughout all of your properties. Just a bit easier way to manage them and see what's actually going on. And like with every release, every new feature we introduce, there are layout updates. This is actually something we will be forcing for all of our customers. You will see this new component throughout the two areas, product and function spaces. I'm going to pause for a second if anyone has any questions for this new tool. And I'm also going to post some of our polls.
There are some questions indeed. Alex from Aline Bossard, if the price for the dynamic pricing is fixed or adjustable percentage?
Yeah, so that's a great question. In this first phase, it's just a set price. It's just going to be a unit price, but we do have plans to enhance it further down the road. Percentage is also an area that we are looking at. And this is also available for combo products as well. All right. Moving on to the next exciting enhancement, our enhanced room block manager, the ability to split reservations. I'm trying to give like a little bit of a somewhat visual on the room block manager today. If you were to add a row for your king suite and you have, let's say, 10 rooms on Monday and 10 rooms on Tuesday, today what happens when you download the rooming list is that is considered one reservation. However, there are many different scenarios you could have. You could say 10 people could be arriving on Monday, checking out Tuesday, and another 10 arriving Tuesday, checking out Wednesday. So what we've done now is that you have the ability to actually split this via the rooming list by cloning your rows into multiple, as many as you need, and adjusting your dates accordingly. I'll show a little bit of a demo, see what that looks like. So in this case, in my example, I have 2 dates with 1 room per date. Once you download the rooming list, you just have to, as I mentioned, just copy the whole row, paste it 1 row below, or as many times as you would need to. Of course, filling in all of your columns that are required within your template, and then adjusting the dates accordingly. Once saved and you have uploaded, you will see that you will have 2 reservations created versus previously it would have just been 1. And we know we had a lot of manual workarounds to get that into multiple reservations, but now you can do it easily via copying and pasting on the rooming list. Another thing to note is that a lot of our customers are using their enhanced room block manager. They are using our blocked use case. We have a handful of customers using a reservation only flow. It's just to note that the reservation only flow does not get supported with the split reservation, but it is something that we are looking at for by end of year to work on. I'm going to pause if anyone has any questions, and I'm going to go ahead and add my next poll. All right. Let me share again. So that was one update with the enhanced room block manager. Quite a big update. We know a lot of customers have shared how difficult that has been. Sorry, Niels, is there a question in the comments?
Yes, it's a question on when it's live. So later in the call, we will announce that these features that Alex is mentioning all will be available from Monday, the 1st of July. Then our support team will start reaching out to you all to upgrade your environment to the latest. And from that moment onwards, you're alive and kicking.
All right, so further update. I think I might be echoing on someone's mic. Okay, there we go. So we have, this is actually, this first bullet point has actually been available for a while, but now we're officially announcing it. On the enhanced room block manager, if we look at this little video going on here, we now have a new icon. It looks like a little globe icon on the room block manager, depending on which stage you've reached. So if you're on inquiry, we won't show this URL icon, but once you've actually sent your block to the PMS, you will have a direct link for that block into your PMS. This is only supported with Muse. Right now, we are looking at our other integrations and how we can do that for them as well. But it's just to note, because previously on the bookings page, we had a button called Open in your PMS or Open in Muse. That's actually going to be removed just to avoid any confusion. The button itself is going to be within the actual block. Something new that is coming very soon within this release as well is the ability to see your PMS's capacity if you've gone over that capacity. Because as we heard from a lot of our clients, it's too easy to overbook. And also you have to add your room type row to understand, okay, you're at 30, if I increase it to 35, am I gonna have an issue, yes or no? So with that, now if you were to go above, as you can see in my little video, I have 30 available rooms, I'm blocking 35, I'm gonna get this orange highlight on my row with a little warning icon. On hover, I can see that how many rooms I'm overbooking or how many rooms I actually have available, in case I don't have that bottom line showing on my room block manager. But that is also something that we are releasing. I'm going to pause for if anyone has any questions.
Yeah, maybe having a specification on the globe. So when you click on the globe to go to the block into Muse in this case, you will not only just go to the right block, you will also be directed to the right property. So I know quite some people here on the call, they manage multiple properties. So you will first of all be directed to the right property, and then we'll open the block in that right property. So that's an enhancement we made, not just to send you to the right block, but also direct you to the right property.
Awesome. All right. If anyone has any questions, just feel free to write in the chat. We'll hear the little ping. Next up, event integration. I mentioned we've had this integration for a couple of months. We have a client live with it, and it's been tremendously helpful. The data that we've seen with the client is already quite amazing. Response time, even revenue, for example, has been very successful integration. What had been initiated or available previously is that when a planner were to send you an RFP, you could only adjust what they had sent you. So you couldn't add additional events, you couldn't add additional products or packages. Now you can. So within Thynk, you can add packages, events, and products and send that over to Cvent. So that has completely eliminated the need to go into Cvent and manually add everything there. You can do it within Thynk and it will send directly to Cvent. It includes the product's name, the product description, their pricing type, prices, taxes, and a lot more. If anyone is interested in the Cvent integration, just to share what the next steps would be to reach out to your Cvent account manager and our Thynk support team, and we'd be able to provide the next steps. Here are two screenshots just to see, for those who are familiar with Cvent, what it looks like on their side within your proposal. In this case, in Thynk, I said, okay, I'm going to have a lunch buffet per person. I have my amount and all my details populated accordingly.
And just for the record, I'm directly involved with the Cvent team, and so more than 70% of the bookings confirmed by Cvent are the first 3 repliers. So the only reason you can be successful in reaching a certain conversion rate with Cvent is being fast. So you can or be fast by logging into the platform and doing it directly into the platform, or obviously having an integration which allows you to already use existing products from Thynk and just add them, submit them, and directly reply. This is also why the client that we have been testing this on was so successful and created so much higher RIO. Yes, thank you. Because they were just so much faster in getting back to the client with the answer or the proposal. So that's really important.
Okay, and we also have quite a few updates with the function diary. Again, some of these we have made available early on, so some of our clients that are aware of these changes. It's going to be publicly available for everyone as of this release. One of them, which has been a big ask, was the ability to have a default property on your function diary. So instead of always opening the function diary, choosing your property or properties, now you have the ability to have the one default property that you always look at selected. Once we are release ready, if you are interested in having your default property selected, you'll just need to reach out to our customer support team. It's the same situation with the second point. I mentioned earlier that a lot of our clients have mentioned the struggle when you have properties with very long names within the function that it cuts off within your pick list here. So what's available now is you can show different property names. When I say that within your property record, you have your basic property name, which is usually the very, very long name that would always get cut off on the function diary. You also have an inquiry name, which is usually a lot shorter. So that helps you have an easier visual within that pick list. And if you need to reduce or you want to reduce it even further, you can also show hotel code. So those are all available on the function diary. By default, it's always going to be the property name. So if you want to have that switched, you'll have to reach out to our customer support team. We'll be happy to make that change for you. This one has already been available just for a couple of weeks now, but just wanted to highlight that on the function diary, whenever you were to hover over an event, you would have your little message that would include the details that have been set up for your org. A lot of clients have shared with us it is confusing because we were showing a lot of technical names instead of the clear user label name of a field that you would see on any other record. So an example here is like my event setup. I had a very technical name visually, but now you will see the actual label name. So it won't be technical. It'll be a lot easier for your users, your team to read that hover message and understand what, for example, the setup is accordingly. And lastly, from my end, for the core platform, we are actually going to be doing a big cleanup of our apps. We've heard from a lot of our customers that the apps by the app launcher, it's kind of confusing to know which one you're supposed to click into. There's a lot of things that are visual that are not beneficial for you. It's not valid for a sales manager, for example. There may be too technical. So what we're going to be doing in this release is we're going to be changing a lot of the apps. We're going to be really just having two main apps that should be visible for everyone. One is called Thynk, which is going to be available for all users. It doesn't matter if you're an admin or a user, for example, everyone will have access to that one app. The app really just is kind of like a bookmark in my mind. It just selects what tabs you see. And then we'll have another app called Thynk Admin, which will have more technical items in there for admins to be able to manage. This is something that we are working on for impact, but you may see some of these changes slowly occurring. And I just wanted to highlight one more thing is that a lot of our customers have custom apps. We're not going to be touching them, so no need to worry about that. We're only going to touch our standard apps, removing some of our standard apps that are not relevant and keeping the ones that are and just revamping them a little bit. I think that is all from my side. If anyone has any questions, just let me know and I will hand it back to you, Niels.
Thank you, Alex. Just based on some of the questions I see in the chat. So for the CEST integration, there's quite some interest. We do have quite some existing clients reaching us to ask how to activate this. So our current advice is to reach out to CEST to ask them to activate it or see what it does. We are also actively working with the CEST team for us to be able to activate it without their need to go through the whole sales cycle on their side. For the moment, they require to have like an enhanced package, but they will drop that soon as well. So any standard free user will be able to activate the license. CEST does require though to pay a fee for the integration. So that's something on the CEST side. You're always free to negotiate on your own to try to get rid of those, but that's what's on there for the moment. Alex, question for you. Function diary, what happens if you pick the inquiry name to be displayed, but some properties do not have an inquiry name, what will be displayed?
That's a great question. I will double check. I think in the end, even if you're not using inquiries, you can have the inquiry names set up. So I will double check that one.
Yeah, you can. I think that it will just show blank, or potentially an error if you try to do that. We always advise you to complete the inquiry name, even if it's just the same as your property name.
Yeah.
So if there are no further questions, let's move on to what else we know that we need to work on or that you would like to work on. So on the room block manager, we have heard obviously that being able to see the availability of all the room types currently can be frustrating. So we're going to add an option where, depending on your settings, you will be able to see the availability in real time again. We're going to make it easier to delete and cancel blocks. We do have, for some clients, already workarounds in place, but we'll make that standard, that it's really easy to cancel a block without the need to cancel the booking. Obviously, today, if you cancel the whole booking, your block will be canceled. We have seen, though, that some clients would like to cancel the block without canceling the booking, so we will make that available. The same with deleting a block. The option in the room block manager to see it with or without taxes. So we will make that available as well, that it can be a setting where you can also show the rates excluding tax, for example. The PMS integration delays and errors continue to be challenging. So we made quite large improvement into the queue, as we call it, on processing the PMS blocks. So the time it takes to process the block and to send it to the PMS and get an answer. We can confirm that all blocks should take less than 5 minutes to be sent within Opera Cloud, within Muse, within Hotel Keys, and within Stay in Touch. Opera on-premise or Opera v5 on Oxy will still remain a little bit slower because the Oxy interface just doesn't work much faster than that. Obviously, all Opera v5 clients will have to move in the next 12 months to Opera Cloud or something like that. So we hope that within 12 months, that should be resolved as well. A big one for the larger clients here on the call is the function diary being a little bit slow to load. We're going to make huge improvements there. You can expect that in the next release, where we're going to make the back-end process faster. So we're definitely working on that one. And that will go hand in hand with the overbooking and then the building of the events. So to speed up the process, for example, to create 6 meeting spaces at once, we obviously want to make it a lot faster than the current process to add multiple events at once. As we continue to improve the products with what we announced today with dynamic pricing, we also want to allow you to bulk updates, packages, combos, and products for future bookings. So say I have a product which became more expensive because my supplier increased the price, and I now put the price from 20 euros to 50 euros, you will be able to push that 50 euros to all future bookings. So that's what we have heard and that we're going to work on. What are the big themes for this year? So there is about 6 months remaining in this year, so which means we have 2 large releases remaining. So we're going to focus a lot on the event management, inventory, and scheduling of different spaces. This will match the current efficiency of the room block manager. So I think we have all seen, or I hope you have seen, the large amount of work we have delivered into the new room block manager. We're going to bring that same experience into the venue and the event management. We continue to work very hard on data accuracy and being able to trust the data. So that's obviously Julian and his team who's hard working at that. So we focused, especially 2024, into bringing new dashboards and using analytics in a very efficient way. We're going to leverage the remaining of the year to continue bringing new dashboards, but at a lower pace by increasing the accuracy and the trust you can have in those dashboards. Reducing the first response time to all inbound demands by leveraging AI. So we have now our first clients using Thynk Copilot, which leverages artificial intelligence to read the emails and process it directly for you so that you can understand, is it a request which I need to focus on, or can I wait another 2 days before I get back to it? So we do have our first clients beta testing it. We expect by the end of the year to have it as a finished product, which can then be sold as part of any other of our products. We obviously continue to work on the low complexity of doing stuff. So decreasing the time you need to learn the solution and increasing the amount of work you can deliver with a minimal training needed. So that is what we're trying to do. So obviously, you all asking increased functionality, which makes it a little bit harder for us to continue increase functionality and then making it easy to use. But this is a constant challenge we are facing, and we're trying to be good at. You will see also somewhere end of Q3 or beginning Q4 a revamped UI, which is in collaboration with Salesforce, called Cosmos. So we will manage that new UI in a way that it will have no impact on usability, but it will increase your productivity slightly. We will encourage direct and self-service bookings. So by working on a booker portal, for example, where agents can manage their own bookings, do their own requests, this is really what I believe will bring enhanced experience for you and less work to manage the bookings manually, and allow your agents or people who work closely with your hotels to do the work for you. And then obviously we continue increasing the number of integrations we have. So for example, Cvent, where we are reducing drastically the response time, but we also have other partners in the pipe which we're working on to build direct integrations. So what else? As I mentioned, just to recap, we continue improving the room blocks, adding functionality like deleting blocks, viewing, including excluding taxes. We will also improve the synchronization button by splitting it up and allowing you to have a clear view on, is it now in sync or not? We're gonna enable block updates to make you do updates faster and more efficiently without needing to go into all the bookings one by one. A big one is inline editing of event management, which will drastically increase the way you can manage larger bookings. We also see that we have new clients with larger meeting spaces. So this means we need to be faster in doing so. Conflict management by better managing and faster managing the overbooking by showing it visually more interesting and allowing you to manage it in an easy way. And then obviously continue to improve the UX by a new function diary and updating the navigation into the Thynk system. Then just a high-level recap. So the topper line we already discussed earlier. The only thing that I didn't mention is for advanced venues, the inventory management. So we're going to improve drastically the way inventory can be managed. Today, you just have one fixed stock amount on a full product base. We're going to enable this on a more granular base where you can say from a certain period, I have 20 chairs this week, I have 200 chairs next week, and then we'll be able to have a clear view on that. The rest we mostly spoke about. Something for the larger venues is we're going to start working on booth and exhibitor management to allow you to manage a large meeting space within booths and exhibition halls. Integration, so as I shortly mentioned, email copilot, a new Thynk product, C-event diagramming and dynamic proposals. So this is an enhancement on our current strategic partnership with C-event. Julian and the team, they continue improving Thynk Direct and allowing agents to do self-service bookings and enhance that. Your feedback is at most welcome there, because we do started building this because of feedback from our clients. So the more and the kind of functionality you would require there are more than welcome to feed it back into Julian and the team's inboxes. We're going to continue working also with different RMSs. So here we have Duetto, but we are also working with ideas to build an integration on the RMS side. We have social tables coming up, and then on the PMS side, we have signed some new clients where Agilysys, TG, and Infor will be new PMSs coming up. Not all of them will be dynamic two-directional. Some of them will be just a one-way integrations. Then I hand it over to Julian.
Thank you, Niels, and thank you, Alexandra. Sorry, Alexandra, I'm going to have to tell you many times to go next slide. Yeah. So I will present the analytics update, but also what we've done on Thynk Direct, Thynk Lead, and a little bit of Copilot. So first on analytics, we've enhanced a bunch of dashboards based on the work that was done previously by the core team. So if you go straight on the next slide, the account production, we've added a new filter, and you'll see that on other dashboards as well, where you can drill your dashboards in terms of account, in this case, between a proactive and reactive sales manager. So if you have a proactive sales manager that has objective in terms of expected room nights attached to his or her name, you can view that. You can also now see the top gainers and losers. So you can see not only the comparison versus last year, but also what are the main accounts actually gaining versus last year or versus reference year, or the ones that are losing. So you can focus on these accounts. And we also revamped the filter section. So now you can filter directly as account level and not at company or agent level. But you can also filter as account type. So you can toggle between company and agents. The next slide, please. The booking page also has a revamped design. So we updated design for that dashboard. We also now incorporating blended revenues that are coming from the booking object. So you can display your booking revenues in terms of agreed and blended revenue as well as predicted. So predicted is from prediction you make on your block if you have the new block manager. And you can also filter that dashboard as well with proactive sales manager. So again, if you have attached goals on a specific segment, for example, you can review, in this case, Lucy's objective for 2026 and see if she met that objective. This also going forward will be available for teams. I know that some of you are interested in here, and Niels and I are working on this to add cluster to our dashboard. So you can drill your dashboard by sales team, by regions, international desk, for example, etc. So that will come next. I know a lot of you have been waiting for this. It will happen. On the next slide, we have the sales manager production. Same thing here. We revamped design to be a bit more consistent with the other dashboard. And again, you'll be able to view your revenues on that dashboard in terms of blended revenues as well. We have the revenue capture, the conversion rates for your sales manager. This dashboard going forward will also be available for clusters, and you can view your proactive sales manager performance directly on that dashboard. So if your sales manager has an objective attached to her name or his name, you'll be able to see it as well. On the next slide, we also revamped the GRC dashboard. That one was probably the oldest dashboard that we had, one of the oldest. So here we revamped the design. We changed the analysis range filter because this was a bit complex before. So there's just one filter now on the consumption range. So you can select current month, current week, etc., etc. We also added an extra layer on the booking on the main view, which is per segment. So you can see it per segment as well. And at the end, on the right-hand side, you'll be able to see your ADR, room revenue, and room night for the entire period that you've selected. We added a new tab called property, so you can see your groups, GRC groups per property. as well as by status and by segment. And we added a new tab called a detail page, which is more Excel friendly. So for those who have the advanced analytics, you'll be able to export that to an Excel file. On the next slide. So in addition to the enhancement that we've done to the dashboard, we also created new dashboards. And that actually, this one is more internal, if you will, to enhance your operations, because it allows you to highlight the accounts, the PMS account that we have received, but are yet to be matched to a Thynk account. So you can see all the accounts with, for example, with revenue, but are yet to be matched. And you can filter them by property, for example, and you see the total of unmatched accounts, and you can match them directly from here because you can access the account from there and go and link it into Thynk. So that goes hand in hand with the algorithm that we already have running in the background to match, but we know it's never 100%. So here you can really highlight the one that are yet to be matched. We did some tests with our clients, with the success team, for example. The first time you're going to use this dashboard, you may see a lot of unmatched accounts, but actually you will find that probably your top 10 unmatched PMS account represents 70 or 80% of your revenue that are yet to be matched. And it's also fine to have some smaller accounts that are not matched, because there could be some ad hoc groups that you created. But also in the dashboards, like the account production dashboard, you'll be able to hide the unmatched account in the graph. So the revenue will still be included as a total, but you'll be able to hide a match account in some of the vertical and horizontal bar charts. On the next slide, we're also adding, so more and more we're trying to embed analytics directly into the core solution. So in this particular case, we've embedded the GC utilization table. So where you can see, so there will be in the booking object, there will be a new tab called utilization, and you'll be able to see, for example, within the scheduled dates of the group, the booking that you're working on, what is the current occupancy at your hotel? What is the max occupancy? The max occupancy is the occupancy that you achieve if you turn all your groups into definite or close one. You can see how many rooms, guest rooms, and function space you have in every stage of your status. So if you have still guest rooms in proposal, for example, you see them day by day along the dates of the booking that you're working on, and also the rate that you have quoted or won as part of your ongoing bookings or bookings that you have closed, won, or definite. And again, that's a day-by-day split that follows the dates of the booking that you're working on. I'm going to pause on this if you have any questions on what I've said so far. No.
Maybe just completion. For the ones that are not aware of their unmatched accounts or who feel that some matches are missing, please reach out to your customer success manager. Let them know, like, I would like to revamp or relook at my unmatched accounts, and I'm happy to let somebody, the project team or from the support team, look into it. Obviously, that measures the success of your hotels. So if that is not correctly set up, you're potentially misled or not looking at the right data. So having as little as unmatched accounts as possible and matching them in a correct way is really crucial to have a clear account production.
Yeah, and to work on this, and there will be more work going through. This is a complex problem that we're working on, and that we'll continue to work on it both on the core side but also on the analytics side to help you to match those accounts and having the best, highest data quality possible. On what's next for analytics, so definitely focus on ensuring that the data that we receive in Thynk from the PMS are accurate as possible, that they are properly treated and displayed in analytics. There will be more integration, as mentioned earlier by Niels, for example, from an RMS standpoint. There will be more analytics coming directly to the core product, as I said earlier, more on the blended revenue side. Something that is important for us, but that's not necessarily coming on the next quarter, later this year, is the ability to use analytics to qualify your leads, so you can really focus on the leads that are important. That goes in hand with Thynk Direct and Thynk Copilot as well. More dashboards coming through that we'll have to see which one comes first. And also we're going to make some improvement to the GC and the GM dashboard because they need a bit of care. And also the space revenue optimization dashboard that needs to be updated. And we want to add more metrics that are relevant and based on the comments that we received in the last few months. Next slide, please. Onto Thynk Direct and Thynk Leads. What we focused this quarter really was to improve on two pillars. One is to improve your booking journey, to enhance the experience for your B2B customers, and also enhance your ability to customize both Thynk Lead and Thynk Direct. So there's a bunch of things that we added. Very happy to make presentations to those who want to drill deeper into this. But essentially, we enhance the booking journey by adding more photos from the function space, descriptions, also available in up to 3 languages, for example. We added property details and photos where the events will take place. We revamped the guest room page. Now you have photos, description. Also, if you want to include breakfast, you can display it now. We also allowed something which I think could be very interesting for some of you, is the ability to book in different venues. So for example, you can have events held in one venue and you can book guest room at different properties that are attached to the same booking within the results object. We also revamped the lead form. So now you have more flexibility. You can hide, show fields that you want to show or hide. You can make specific fields mandatory in the form, or you can remove some of them. We also improved the way it's displayed, so it fits more on if you have different types of colors or logos on your form. And finally, we've added the what we call live pricing, so you can see your price of your booking live as a shopping basket, a shopping cart. So as you add or remove items from your shopping basket, you'll be able to see the live price fetch from Thynk. On the partner app, on the customization, there's more ways now to customize the book experience. So you can, for example, allow your B2B customers to book function space only without a package. You can do the other way around, have package catering services package only without a function space. So there's a lot more flexibility there. Again, there's 3 different languages that can be supported for your descriptions, for products, packages, and room types, for example. Next slide, please. Then there's a bunch of videos there, Alexandra, I think. Yeah, so the big one is on the left-hand side, that's the live price. So you can see here that now we've added the price preview on the right-hand side. So you can see as I add function space or products, then my price gets recalculated. And I can also, of course, add more products, remove products on my cart, and then this price gets updated automatically, so you know the full and the total price of your booking. And that works evidently both with the event part of it, but also with the guest room part of it. So if you skim through a little bit further, on the guest room side as well, so you split the event price and the hotel room, the guest room price, and then give you the total price and the VAT splits as well. So that's the shopping baskets, or shopping cart with the price preview. And the other 2 videos.
Oh, sorry.
You're good. We also updated, you can set up custom email that are sent either to the venue and to your customers. So now we've revamped that section a little bit, and you can customize the title or the header of the email. So we have our dynamic fields that you can add to the actual header and subject of the email. So you can customize this depending on the situation. So if it's a booking, inquiry, a warm booking, a cancelled booking, etc., etc. And that's actually already live, this functionality. And finally, that's the Thynk Lead form, I believe. Yeah, so here you can now hide, show specific fields. For example, in some countries where you don't want to have the agree privacy policy, you can hide it. You don't have to show it. You don't have to make it mandatory, for example. In some countries, you have to do it. You can hide the hotel room section if you just want to sell meeting space online with the Thynk Lead form, etc., etc. And we also revamp the action button at the end, so it matches your color. So if it's a yellow color, you will display in black, for example, on the text. So small improvements, but that makes that form a lot more easy to customize now. Okay.
All right. I might need to.
Oops.
Sorry, my screen's just frozen. Nope.
You want me to share?
Yeah, I can check on.
If you could, that would be great. I'm not sure why it's.
Almost there. I'll take the screen then next time. Okay. If you can see my screen.
Yes.
Yeah. So that was the videos that we've made, and oops, what's next for Thynk Direct Thynk Leads? So we're going to continue working on the B2B booking experience. More clients will start are using Thynk Direct, so there will be more improvement coming through. We're going to continue working very hard on co-pilots, so the ability to process large amount of emails, analyze them, create inquiry, ensuring that we cater for large use case. For example, if an agent writes to you and say, I have a commission of 8%, the model will recognize this, and many other things. It will also prioritize your leads and tell you which one are real inquiries, which one are not, which one you should focus on, and the ones that are less of importance. That's going to come. And also the Booker portal that was mentioned previously by Niels, we're going to start working on it now actively. You'll be able to, so your customers will be able to manage the bookings, to view the bookings for specific orgs, but also manage the payments or deposit schedules if they need to make payments as part of their bookings as well. So watch the space for this in the next few months. And then I hand it over to Ritu on the Thynk University.
Wow, you're all really busy. Goodness me. Thanks, Julian. Okay, on Thynk University, just want to show you a couple of slides on the next one. I'm not sure who's driving. Am I, Niels? Okay, thank you. Just a quick rundown of what is up with Thynk University. I think we've got a few new members on here that haven't been on previous sessions. So just a quick one about the university. We have courses and lessons, and they're for new users, but it's getting more and more important that they are actually for regular Thynk users as well, because that's where you learn about your new and updated features. Everything you've heard about today is already on there. It will be on there. So, you know, there might be confusion, but at least you'll know that you can turn to Thynk University and take a look and follow the instructions. Also very, very useful. Hello. Extremely useful for admins as well. There is the Thynk admin lesson is absolutely huge, the course. So please do go there if you need to know about how to add things, market segments, business segments, rates. I mean, there's everything possible there. If you're missing anything, just reach out and let us know. Happy to make more lessons for you. And we also, you don't have to be asking to enroll anymore. We started out a while ago when you had to ask to enroll, but now you can just go straight in through your Thynk, go up into your help menu, and go through into the university right from there. You're going to do the same with the community, as Alex mentioned earlier. We've added the community link there. So if you don't want to go to the dashboard first, you know, you can go straight into the community. And if you have a question, just post it there. Or if you want to also ask anyone in other teams, feel free to ask how others are handling something. So it's a great way to share ideas as well. And as you know, we've also improved searches, so you can easily now look for updates. So if you're looking for like dynamic pricing, for instance, on the dashboard in the search bar, just type in dynamic pricing and it will give you all the courses, the lessons that mention it. So you can literally go straight from there and you don't have to waste time. On the community side, we haven't posted all of the upcoming events, but we are planning to do one a month. The July focus group is going to be on event management that Emma will run. And when will the program sharing? I'll talk about that in a second. Sharing on LinkedIn. So yeah, so the upcoming events are the event management one in July. August we're going to skip because we feel that people won't be around in August, so hard to pinpoint a date that works for everybody. September will be the next Think It Through because we're doing them quarterly, as you know. In October, we'll have a session on analytics, which Julian will run. And of course, we will run other ad hoc sessions if we need them. So if we need your feedback or want to ask for more information, we'll definitely jump on and we'll post them on the community. If you need to hear, if you want to hear something specific about a specific topic, please let us know. Again, just go into the community and send a post, and you might be having a great idea to discuss something, so we can take it from there. University by numbers, we now have 400 plus lessons and videos, over 31,000 video plays, and 20 courses. They are mostly organized by user role, but there are 2 by topic, which I'll show you in a second. And 1,700 community members. I think we're going to touch 2,000 pretty soon. And almost 900 member community contributions. So it's really, really awesome. I think we're doing really well. And I just want to encourage you guys to get in there and post. I know some of you have already done that and have used the community. So that's awesome. On the next slide, just what's new. On the left side, I wanted to tell you about the private exclusive community space. So on the left side of your community, if you've seen in the middle, you see the feed, and then on the left, you see some spaces. That's just really a way to organize some of the posts. And we want to actually add an invite only one. And those will be literally not for every member, but those that are interested to join. And that's basically for those that want to know more about minor releases. They want to deep dive training sessions. They want to learn more advanced feature, just anything that's really more targeted that they really want to know about. So that's where we're going to put them. We're going to put them in a separate little space. And we'd love it if you could let us know if you're interested, as well as not everyone's obviously here, but if you feel that one of your colleagues should really be part of that as well, because they're really, really hands-on, just please definitely let us know. And Alex has got the poll. So feel free to let us know if you yourself are interested, and then we can reach out to you and find out if you want to also invite some of your colleagues. On the right side, just a quick one. As I mentioned, that the courses are by topic as well as by user role. So I think you're used to seeing the user role where you can, if you're a sales manager, click into this course bundle. On the courses by topic, you have 2 courses. One is the product updates, which has the major release notes. And the one for impact is going to be also in that one. And then we have a second one for Thynk Direct and Thynk Lead, where you can just learn about it if you don't know anything about it. It's more of a general course. It's nothing specific. It's not for admins or anything. But just know that we do have those here. And also we will have links to lessons of analytics and everything in the product updates. So it all ties in together with the university courses. So I think that's all for me. If you have any questions, let us know.
There's a question in the chat.
Oh, yes.
From Vero and Marie regarding a completion certificate on LinkedIn.
Yes, we are working on that. We are going to, because now we have course bundles, so it's gotten a little more complicated in the back end of it, which I'm not going to bore you with. But ideally, we're going to come up with like either a badge or some sort of artwork or something that you can just copy and paste and put onto LinkedIn when you've completed a bundle. So it's top of my list, and hopefully I'll come up with something soon in the next week or 2, and I'll let you know.
Perfect.
I also just wanted to say for the product release notes, it's always a great idea to actually read what we have available, because we have so much more than what we've just shared now. We've shared maybe like our highlighted versions, but there's so much more coming into the release. So external release notes very soon available for everybody to go ahead and read.
Mm-hmm.
Perfect. We come to the section in the meeting where you all need to do some work. So if anybody has some questions, please shoot. Also, don't forget to reply to the poll so that we can use the results to some good use.
I think this is one of the first times we were on time, like exactly 4 o'clock.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, well done.
So no questions means that we can just go on holidays. We don't have to build anything. Guess not. Fine. Then we will start closing the call. Thank you very much for your time. If there's anything that pops up later, don't hesitate to reach out to us. You know now that the university is open to everybody. And we wish you a wonderful afternoon or day or night, depending where you are.
Thank you.
Everyone.
Bye, everyone.
You.
Thank you.